When you think of awesome Mustangs of the 1990s, you no doubt go right to SVT with the Cobra R of 1993 and of course the legendary 1995 Cobra R, both offering racetrack performance powered by a pushrod Windsor engine. But did you know that Ford actually built a Mustang that combined supercharging, dual overhead cams, a 6-speed manual, independent rear suspension, and even E85? Well, they did. So let's take ourselves back to 1997. Mustang fans had already had 2 years of the modular engine, but they were hungry for more power. The GT was rated at 215 horsepower with its 2-valve engine, and the mighty Cobra carried on with its 4-valve engine rated at 305 horsepower. Good, but like all horsepower junkies, the Mustang faithful have always wanted more. The 5-liter cars continued to run the aftermarket and the racetracks in Fox form, but the SN95 cars also had a loyal following with the same pushrod power. But Ford wanted to show what the modular Mustang could do. Enter John Coletti. Yes, that John Coletti, director of SVT, the man that saved the Mustang from front-wheel drive, the father of the Terminator Cobra. Yes, an SVT god for sure. In 1997, Coletti kicked the doors wide open with the Super Stallion concept car. He built it under the division name SVE, Special Vehicle Engineering, and planned to introduce it to magazine editors and eventually the SEMA show in Las Vegas. At first glance, you notice the wild paint job, rumored to have been a creation of the legendary Larry Shinoda of Boss Mustang fame. The car looked mean, starting life as a deep metallic blue hardtop with a green and pearl white stripe package. It demanded and commanded your attention. The unique front bumper featured slightly redesigned headlight and grille areas, along with a more aggressive lower valence. This lower valence had a larger opening for air induction, and it also had 2 small round driving lights in its center. The carbon fiber hood featured 2 scoops at the front edge and a wide air extractor slot across the rear. The sides of the car had smooth, larger rocker moldings, giving a lower profile, with the Mustang stock lower body side scoops made functional so that air was used for rear brake cooling. The door handles were gone, replaced by solenoids on key fobs, and the rear quarter windows were covered by carbon fiber scoops which fed cold air to the rear suspension. Outback was stock-ish with some tweaks to the rear bumper and a ducktail type spoiler. But you knew this car was special even if you didn't see the Super Stallion lettering. The front McPherson strut setup was long gone, replaced by 2 unequal length control arms, allowing the engineers to get rid of the strut tower entirely. The car featured an independent rear suspension featuring a billet aluminum cradle with a pair of Coney double adjustable coilovers working alongside a short and long arm suspension. Under the rear package tray in the trunk, this unique setup commands your attention through a plexiglass box allegedly nicknamed the fishbowl. Remember those carbon fiber scoops where the quarter windows used to be? That's where all of that cool air was ducted to. Front brakes were 13-inch with 4-piston Brembos and 12 inches in the rear. ABS was retained and worked to stop this beast from 60 miles an hour in only 116 feet, wearing 18-inch Speedline wheels wrapped in Goodyear Eagle F1 tires. The power plant for this wild stallion started with a larger 5.4-liter cast iron truck block with 8.2-to-1 compression, wearing modified prototype dual overhead cam 4-valve heads. 2 carbon fiber scoops pull in fresh air feeding into fender-mounted K&N air filters, piped into twin 80mm mass air sensors. From there, it's off to the star of the show with a Garrett 2.1-liter supercharger, which could be turned on and off via a console-mounted switch to maximize fuel economy. Think like a Mad Max type that also cares about the environment. And no strut towers under the hood offered SVE engineers the room they needed for everything. After the blower compressed the mixture to up to 10 psi, it passed through a custom-built air-to-water intercooler located down inside the hand-fabricated intake plenum. This engine was a thing of beauty. The mirror finish of polished aluminum could win trophies at any car show, But show was not the priority here. This setup at 8 psi on 93 octane gas made an incredible 545 horsepower at 6,000 RPM. But when ran on E85 and the boost turned up just a bit to 10 psi, 590 horsepower. Spent exhaust gases would be sent packing through 1 3/4 stainless headers with 3-inch collectors, emptying to high-flow catalytic converters. The sound of performance was handled by Walker Race Magnum mufflers, with stainless oval exhaust tips passing through the rear fascia. All of that power was handled by a McLeod dual-disc clutch and a Borg-Warner T56 6-speed transmission, sending power to the aforementioned IRS, packed with 410 gears. 0 to 60 numbers were 4.2 seconds, with the quarter mile happening in 12.7 seconds at just about 113 miles an hour. Now on E85, you're looking at 3.8 seconds 0 to 60 and the quarter mile blazing by in 12.1 seconds at 117 miles an hour. Keep in mind this thing was hardly a drag car with a weight of just over 4,000 pounds. The interior of the Super Stallion featured several carbon fiber pieces, black leather seats with active seat bolsters, which offered additional lateral support during high G cornering, as well as a 9-speaker, 630-watt sound system. Coletti himself once said that the Super Stallion was a car to get lost in, so he created a true driver's car. While the Super Stallion never made it to production, it did prove that the modular Mustang platform had the making of a true enthusiast machine, and it did inspire many of the Ford offerings just down the road. The Mustang Super Stallion is rumored to still be around and stored somewhere by Ford. I sincerely hope it ends up in a museum somewhere, as it has certainly earned its place in Mustang history. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, or better yet, make sure you subscribe to get all of the latest content here on the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.